Welcome to Psychology of Humans. Today, we're exploring the life and ideas of Rollo May, the American existential psychologist who brought philosophy into therapy, reframed anxiety as a path to growth, and argued that the meaning of life isn't discovered, it's created. Where Freud focused on inner drives, and behaviorists focused on conditioning, May focused on choice. He believes psychology must address the human struggle to create purpose in a world without guarantees. Let's explore his ideas. Existential psychology comes to America. Rollo May was born in 1909 in Ohio. His early years were marked by instability and conflict at home. Shaping his interest in human suffering, he traveled to Greece as a young man and studied art, philosophy, and culture, experiences that shaped his view of human creativity and meaning. Later, he attended Union Theological Seminary in New York, where he studied under existential theologian Paul Tillich. May began to see psychology not just as a science of behavior, but as a science of being. He believed that to understand a person, you must understand their values, their fears, their freedom, the weight of their choices. This perspective became the foundation of existential psychology in the United States. Existence before essence. Existential psychology is rooted in a simple but powerful idea. We are not defined by what we are, but by what we do. Existentialists believe that humans are not born with a fixed nature. Instead, we create ourselves through choices. May argued that people often avoid this responsibility. They follow patterns without questioning them, accept beliefs without examining them, pursue goals without asking if they matter. True psychological growth requires owning your freedom, recognizing that you have the power to shape your life, even in the face of limitations. The role of anxiety. Most psychologists view anxiety as a disorder to eliminate. Rollo May saw something different. Anxiety is a signal that you are growing. He distinguished between two forms: neurotic anxiety, fear caused by avoiding responsibility, suppressing emotions, and living without authenticity. It traps the person in cycles of avoidance. Normal anxiety, fear that emerges when you confront your freedom, the anxiety of choosing, changing, taking risks, or breaking old patterns. For May, anxiety is not a flaw. It's the cost of being alive, aware, and free. Every meaningful decision includes uncertainty. The courage to be. May's most famous idea is courage, the foundation of psychological strength. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's acting despite it. He believed that courage is required in three key areas. 1. The courage to create. This is the willingness to express something personal and original, a painting, a business, a career, a belief without knowing how it will be received. 2. The courage to change. Every transformation includes loss and doubt. Courage means stepping into the unknown with the understanding that growth demands discomfort. 3. The courage to be. This is the highest level, accepting yourself as you are, including your imperfections, and taking responsibility for your existence. May argued that courage is not heroic. It is ordinary, everyday action, choosing authenticity over comfort. Freedom and responsibility. May warned about what happens when freedom is misunderstood. Modern culture encourages the idea that freedom means doing whatever you want. But May said true freedom is paired with responsibility. Freedom without responsibility leads to impulsiveness. Anxiety without direction, shallow identity. Responsibility without freedom leads to submission, conformity, loss of meaning. Psychological health is the balance between the two. He often quoted Viktor Frankl, "Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose." May believed the essence of therapy is helping a person find that space. Love and will. May's most influential work is Love and Will, where he explores the tension between desire and decision. Love, he argued, is the emotional drive to unite with someone or something outside yourself, a person, a purpose, a community. Will is the action taken to make that union real. Commitment, effort, persistence. Love without will becomes fantasy, a desire with no action. Will without love becomes domination, action without compassion. A meaningful life requires both, deep connection and purposeful action. This duality shapes relationships, creativity, career, identity. The human struggle for meaning. May saw that modern life creates a meaning crisis. We have more freedom than ever, but fewer shared values. People face existential isolation, loss of community, overwhelming choice, lack of guidance. Instead of telling people what meaning should be, May taught them how to create meaning for themselves. Meaning emerges from honest relationships, authentic work, aligned values, personal responsibility, acts of courage. This wasn't abstract philosophy, it was a psychology of action, legacy, and influence. Rollo May wasn't interested in diagnosing symptoms. He wanted to understand what it means to be human. His ideas shaped humanistic psychology, positive psychology, existential therapy, trauma work, modern life coaching. Without May, there is no Carl Rogers client-centered therapy. There is no Viktor Frankl's logotherapy in the mainstream. There is no modern discussion about purpose and meaning in psychotherapy. He demonstrated that psychology isn't only about the brain, it's about the person. the choices they make, and the life they create. Why Rollo May matters. May's work delivers a powerful message. Your life is not defined by your past. It's defined by your choices. Anxiety isn't an enemy to fight, it's an invitation to grow. Freedom is not the absence of structure, it's the responsibility to build your own. The challenge of life isn't discovering meaning, it's creating it with courage, honesty, and responsibility. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.